So you can't believe what's going on now in my life. It's, just when you think you've seen it all, just when you think you've gotten used to everything. And I'm 15 years old. I don't have that much time left to go, so I should be adjusting over here and changing my ways. But now all of a sudden, the man brings home a woman. I knew he was running around dating various different women. But all of a sudden, this woman shows up at the door. The man didn't tell me anything about it. And I notice my collar's gone. I had my collar on for longer than I can remember. And I look over and it's up on the peg. From the beginning of the story, I can't even talk. So this woman's standing at the door, and I'm like barking and mumbling like a moron, trying to speak. But all I can do is talk dog. The man looks at me like with a sideways glance like he knows, but he wish he would have been a better guy, a better dude, a nicer man. He could have told me, he could have forewarned me. I took a nap, he took the collar off, he puts it on the peg. All of a sudden, I'm no longer the talking dog, I'm just the dog, And this woman standing there behind the thing looks like Natasha from, Bullwinkle. Natasha, the Russian spy lady. And I'm like, what is she holding? Is she holding, it looks like she was holding a rabbit. I'm like, has she got a fancy, like one of those things, a comforter you put your hands in, like the Russian ladies wear? She looks like Natasha from Bullwinkle. So maybe she's got a rabbit, fur-lined, whatever, hand warmer. She's got a button or whatever they call them things. Well, the man goes to the door, he calls her by name. She steps through the screen, and I will say this, that on the other side of the screen door, she looked like Natasha when she came in. You know what? She looked a little younger. She looked a little better. I was flabbergasted. I don't know what was going on. I'm like, how does the man get this woman? How does the man get this woman? Because you know who she looked like? She looked like Madame Yes. You remember Madame Yes from the Flintstones? She was a spy lady as well. The man must have a thing for the ethnic spy lady brunettes, because it looked just like Madame Yes from that Flintstones episode where she plays a spy and she says she's much too important to be captured. That's her famous line. She says, I'm much too important to be captured. Madame Yes. And this woman steps in. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe the man got a woman, and it was obvious they were like on a date. The most horrifying thing is when it turns out this lady's she ain't holding a rabbit, she's holding a little girl dog. It looks like a wiry haired cross between an opossum and a guinea pig. It was mortifying. And let me tell you, this little girl dog, I'm not going to get into it right now because this isn't the whole part of the story. The whole part of this entry isn't this little girl dog. But let me tell you something. This little girl dog terrorizes me. When she comes over, I got to go duck underneath the bed. I got to hide out under the bed until she's gone. This little girl dog has social anxiety disorder. She has, what do you call it when you separation anxiety. She's bulimic. She's constantly trying to eat my food, and she turns around and vomits 2 seconds later all over the place. And everybody thinks it's cute. She's bulimic. And let me tell you something else. This little girl dog is a bully. She bullies me. And she's got the bluff on me, and she chases me all around, and she makes me go lay under the bed. I don't even know, and that's not even that's not even the crux. That's not even the story. That's not even what I wanted to express or discuss. But this little girl dog, she's twisting me around her finger, and she's a bully, and she's making my life miserable. And not only that, for some reason, the man doesn't want to let me talk. And, when they come over, I got to have the collar has to be on the peg. All of a sudden, like I'm a second-class citizen over here. But, the ladies, when she first came over, when she stepped through, I said, my goodness, the man, how did he ever land this lady? She looks just like Madame Yes. Really slinky and sexy, lovely, European. She's got the whole Ivana thing going, the Morticia, whatever you would call it. She's, but that little girl dog, she's driving me crazy. And she's, again, but The point is, what I found to be so strange, that after these people coming over a few times, making themselves at home, and the man always puts on airs, and he always entertains them in the manor house. He doesn't go into the chambers. He doesn't let on like we live in the chambers, and the manor house is, the man has opened the manor house up for tours. He never mentions that. And he doesn't schedule the tours for when the ladies come over. But when Madam Yes and the little girl dog come over, and they're coming over more frequently now, I noticed there's one thing that's kind of crazy about the whole situation. And that would be that the two of them together have more trouble keeping our water dish filled than when just the man is there alone. And I thought to myself, this is some kind of a perplexing, paradoxical situation. And I decided I would write a gnome, or what do you call it when you make a saying and it becomes a saying after some time? You coined a phrase, and I couldn't really come up with one, but it was to the point was that if two people are trying to keep the dog dish filled with water, it'll go dry more frequently than if one guy's just doing it. And it's because if one guy's just keeping the water dish filled up, he realizes it's his responsibility. But if there's two people, if there's the man and Madam Yes trying to make sure me and the little girl dog have plenty of water, one of them always says, the other one will get it. It's close. It's a little left, and I should do it right now because they're going to run out. But maybe the other person who's assisting me in keeping the dog dish filled with water, the water bowl for the dogs. And you know what? So if two people are keeping a mind on a water dish, it'll go dry. But if just one person is taking care of making sure the water dish doesn't dry out, you never run out of water. And that's perplexing. But, that's just one of those things that I just had to share. It's like a moment of clarity or a flash of brilliance came upon me. And I said to myself, my goodness gracious, two people can't keep the water dish filled up, but one person can do a better job than two. It's crazy. But, we're going to get into the whole thing in the future about Madam Yes and the little girl dog and them ruining my life at this last stage of my life. And the man, where does the man get the vitality? How is he attracting these women? I heard the man joke here. He says he's got a normal, regular-sized penis. He says it's a pretty handsome penis, but it's nothing much, It's not going to attract women if you're a pauper, Is it the manor house? Is it the whole heirs? Is it the assumptions these women are making? These false assumptions? But let me tell you something. This Madam Yes is a hotsy-totsy, and she's all over the man. She loves the man. She's doting on the man. It's crazy. But the only thing is that I'm worried about is that my dog, if they move in permanently, my dog will never be speaking again. I got to sneak that, the man won't break in the news that I can talk, and he won't give me my collar. God forbid, he should give the collar to the little girl dog. If that happens, I'm leaving. If the man gives my collar and he lets the little girl dog start talking and he denies me the ability to talk, then I'm leaving.